So for me, the most important thing you can do is just come visit. Even if you come regularly, but come with a business eye. The thing that we need most is investment. And because this is still a developing market and carries with it certain risks, the best thing the diaspora can do, get together where you are as well with other Macedonians or even other, just interested people. Come, meet, and invest rather than, think that you have to give or somehow participate. Everybody here is ready to work. Come and create an investment mechanism by yourself or together as a group. What I want to do is start mini diaspora funds with a purpose. 10, 12 businesses. This way we can reduce the net risk, which is, this is still a developing place, and create that instrument that enables the diaspora to invest, expect a return, demand a return. You'll get it. People here, like I say, I found here such an incredible group of young people and remarkably skilled older people, absolutely able to drive global businesses. It kind of ties back to the first point, personal links. So, the best kind of diaspora connected businesses I know of are those where you've got a close friendship, a family tie. That helps a lot. Kind of goes contrary to what I said about spreading the risk, but this is why we need larger groups of people. Meeting, talking, sharing ideas. The private sector here, I think all too often does not treat the diaspora as a resource for both distribution, but also investment. And it tends to be too limited. You might have tried to talk to one or two people. That's why you got to network, build more people. So the exact opposite of the first thing I said is also true. People here should go out. Everybody's got relatives somewhere. We have more people outside of this country from here than inside this country from here. Just go spend time with them. The experience overseas is invaluable. And I had this conversation on the panel as well. Go out, even spend a few years out, right? This is huge because you will bring back international perspectives, knowledge, and experience, but also those personal ties. That's where it makes such a big difference. This is a very interesting question. So I'm not aware of a diaspora like ours. It's enormous. It has sedimentary layers, practically geological time of different migrations for different reasons with different purposes. So I think actually one of our challenges as a diaspora, or myself as a former diaspora member, is to create what is the right model for here. There are models that work. I know places like the Weizmann Institute in Israel is funded a lot by their diaspora, which has also had, enormous history and shocks. But for me, creation of clubs, basically, that are above all social. Something that happens, especially with people in the diaspora, is you don't know so many people overseas like you did here. This is a more social culture. There's a warmth here that is often lacking in other countries. And you can create that where you are. I've seen groups like this. I'm a member of a couple, I'm actually visiting them on Thursdays, Global Macedonians in Zurich. These are small associations, some of them are, maybe a bit larger, but they create a tie that doesn't need to be about business. That's the other thing, we talk about the private sector investment. When you feel like everybody's trying to sell you something, you're not going to connect. Just go hang out, swap ideas, have a good time, and keep that here and there going. Thank God for Wizz Air. Some of the other carriers too deserve a mention, especially Turkish, but Wizz Air created such a connection with the diaspora in Europe. And it's a great market for them, but it's also an opportunity for everybody here and in the diaspora to build up those links. So for me, I don't know if it's the right model, but at least what I've seen, more is coming out of these social clubs of connections in business than any attempt to create a giant formal vehicle, because they take too long to get off the ground. The best formal vehicle I know of is this summit. This is phenomenal. I've been going for years now. I was blown away the first time I came. Actually, I came later than I would have otherwise because I didn't even know it existed. But I had been spending most of my time in Australia. Once I started going more often, even the time I've been coming here, I think this is doubled or tripled in size. It's fantastic. But it's just a beginning. You then need to have a club that's going to meet monthly, swap ideas, exchange notes, and also doesn't work remote. This is the other thing I will say. If you're trying to make a thing where a bunch of people get on a video call once a week, that'll last a month maximum. No one wants that. You got to be in a place, which is why Wizz Air is so important.